Welcome to the DY Proj channel. I'm your guy, DY Fly. What it do? We have had some trades go down in the GnG Connect Fantasy League. That's right. We're going to talk about it, man. I was a part of one last week. That's kind of where the domino effect started to take place. Then we had a couple this week. I was actually going to make a video on this earlier this week, but it's a good thing I waited because I was lazy, and a couple went down after that. So let's take the one that I did last week, and then we're going to hit on the ones that went down this week. So last week I sent over Jordan Love, Kenneth Walker, and Devin Achane for Christian McCaffrey, Devontae Adams, and Jalen Hitman Hurts.
The excellence of execution.
That's right. I got my guy. I needed some help in the wide receiver room, so I decided to bolster the wide receiver end, and I got me a dude in Jalen Hitman Hurts. So I sent Jordan Love. I'm not worried about him. If he ends up popping off, then cool. But is he a top 10 quarterback in fantasy? I don't think so, but whatever. Kenneth Walker and Devin Achane, I had to get rid of those guys because really the way I built my roster, I was trying to zag while everybody was zigging, right? So if you look at everybody else's roster, they are built from they have a bunch of wide receivers and they're built out that way. So while everybody was doing that, I didn't have access to wide receivers, so I tried to build mine through the running back room. So I had Devin Achane, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, and those guys really didn't produce for me. There's no edge that I thought I could have the edge by having the best running backs, or at least a good group of running backs to carry me. It didn't work out that way, so I had to switch things up and get me a guy, a real dude in Jalen Hitman Hurts, and get me some help in the wide receiver room and Devontae Adams. So moving on, we're gonna get to this week's trade, which popped off with Operation Doomsday. They sent away Marvin Harrison Jr. to Willis Lays the Wood for 8th round and 10th round draft pick. All right, so this is a keeper league. You can keep up to 8. You don't have to keep 8 though. And Operation Doomsday, he said, give me the picks. I get your 8th round keeper and your 10th round pick, and I'll send away Marvin Harrison Jr. Now, why he would do that, I don't know. You would have to talk to him, but it seems like I thought he was on his way for a rebuild. We're going to take a look at his team in a second, but he got rid of one of the young up-and-coming wide receivers with pedigree. So I don't know what he's doing, but we're going to take a look at his team because it seems like he is having a fire sale. We move on. We take a look at the next trade that happened on Wednesday. I was a part of this one. I sent over Patrick Mahomes and Christian McCaffrey for Justin Jefferson and Roma Doomsday. Or let me say that again. I sent over Patrick Mahomes, Christian McCaffrey for Roma Doomsday, Justin Jefferson, and Jalen Wright. So yeah, man, I felt like it was time to cash in that big chip of Patrick Mahomes. He has the name cachet, but the play hasn't been there the past 2 years. And this year, I really didn't see that coming back for a couple of reasons. But first of all, this trade had been kind of brewing in the past couple years. The guy that I traded with, that's my boy. And I told him a long time ago, and maybe he remembered or not, but that Patrick Mahomes, he's the only person I would trade, I would trade him Justin Jefferson would be the only person I would trade Patrick Mahomes for, right? So that's what pretty much happened. He's also a 49ers fan, so I sent over Christian McCaffrey. It could work out for him, if he stays healthy. That's a big if. He still has the Achilles tendonitis. Yeah. I don't trust it. I feel like he's a ticking time bomb, but if he produces maybe like 12, 13, 14 games, then that's a dub for him. We're going to take a look at his team in a minute, but I felt like I needed some wide receiver room. I need some help in the wide receiver room. I got Justin Jefferson. He's regarded. We already know what he does. He's one of the best receivers in the league. Roma Dunze, he's up and coming. He's in a good offense. He's playing with Caleb Williams, a first-round pick. He's a first-round pick himself. He's 6'3", 215, runs a 4.4, right? Everybody's looking at that Bears situation like it's a crowded wide receiver room. I don't look at it like that. If you want to break it down, Luther Burden, the rookie that they drafted this year in the first round, he's hurt right now. So he's going to have some time. He's going to have to take his time catching back up to the offense and get himself acclimated. Cole Kmet, I'm not really worried about. He's on his way out. As soon as they get Colston Loveland acclimated. He's a rookie that they drafted in the first or second round or whatever, but he's going to have to take some time. DJ Moore is the biggest the person for target competition. I'm not worried about DJ Moore because DJ Moore is going to DJ Moore, right? He is complaining already. He's talking about, how the target's going to be dispersed. Where am I going to be used? Blah, 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 blah. DJ Moore is going to talk his way out of town. And the thing that the cherry on top of this trade with Roma Dunze is Keenan Allen had 140 targets last season. He is no longer there. And if we look at Roma Dunze, right? We look at his numbers last year. He had 54 receptions for 734 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 101 targets, right? So even if he gets 30 or 40 of those 140 targets that Keenan Allen left over, right? That's still a good chunk. He's going to produce off that, and he's in a better system. That was a terrible system that he was in last season. So this is one of the wild cards. This is one of the things I learned in fantasy the past couple years. You can have a wild card, but it has to be the right wild card. I'm good with this wild card because I have AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson, and Devontae Adams. Now this can be my wild card as the fourth, right? It's not like the second guy I'm hoping that'll produce. And that's what I was hoping Jaden Reed and a couple other guys in the past couple years, I was hoping they would give me that, but they didn't. So I'm happy with this trade. I also got Jalen Wright. Again, I traded away Devin Achane. I don't pray for injuries, but if something happened to Devin Achane, then, Jalen Wright is right there if I want to keep him. So I asked, he threw him in, and I feel like it's a fair trade. And that's the other thing. I don't worry about trying to win trades anymore. It's just, listen, if I get the guy that I want, then I'm cool with it. All right? I'm cool with it. People may or may not be mad about this trade in the league. I don't know. I haven't heard anything yet, but I wanted to get Justin Jefferson. Patrick Mahomes, I don't look at him as the same guy as 2018. All right? He was throwing 50 touchdowns. He was throwing 40 plus touchdowns, right? He was using his legs then. Now, last year, he threw only 26 touchdowns. All right? And he's running less. And his yards per attempt is down to 6.5. So if we're not doing the things that produce 25 plus a game, what are we really doing? Right? So I feel like, it was a perfect time to cash out on Patty. But Justin Jefferson, it's just like, it feels good to have Jettas, you know? It feels good to have Jettas. He's just one of those players that, you know, you feel the power. You feel the power when you have him, you know? It's like Saquon. You feel the power when you go against him or if you have him. Or Bijan or Jameer or Jamar Chase. You feel the power. Like if you go against Lamar or Josh Allen, you feel the power. You know? And 2018 Pat, I had the power. Like if I was down 20 points going into the Monday night game or the Sunday night game, and Patty was the last person on the slate, I knew I was good. He had my back because he was good for 25 points. You know? But I don't have that anymore. Now he has all his weapons healthy this season. He has Rashee Rice back. Cool. He has X-Worthy and he has Hollywood Brown. Now, I don't know what they're going to do with Hollywood Brown. I don't know. Rashee Rice is back. X-Worthy's he's in the mix, but the only way X-Worthy got off last season is because everybody was injured, right? And then he started to get his numbers in Rashee Rice's position. So now that Rashee Rice is back, are they going to start using X-Worthy down the field as a deep threat? I don't know. Like, they're saying that he can't track the ball that well as a deep threat. So I don't know what we're doing. I just felt like it was a good time to get off that train. But moving on, we're going to take a look at some of these teams from the trades. But there's one last trade. Operation Doomsday, who traded away Marvin Harrison Jr. He also traded away Rashee Rice to stop Father It Hurts. He also Stop Father It Hurts received the 8th round pick and another 10th round pick. So he's good with getting picks right now. Operation Doomsday is good with getting 8th round and 10th round picks. So, you know, it seems like he's having a fire sale. Let's take a look at some of these rosters real quick. Let's take a look at Operation Doomsday first. Yeah, man. Like, it seemed like he had a nice young nucleus. He had Drake May, Jahmyr Gibbs. Again, he had Rashee Rice and Marvin Harrison. I don't know why he traded him away, but maybe, I don't know. Chase Brown, Darnell Mooney, Zay Flowers, Brock Purdy, some other guys. You see it there. But I don't know. Maybe he's going to try to build through the draft again. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Then we take a look at Willis Lays the Wood. This is who I traded Patrick Mahomes and CMC to. He had Joe Burrow. He has Joe Burrow, Kyron Williams, 2K, Saquon Barkley.
Yeah! They squabbling out there now. Yeah!
That's right. Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., JSN, Jackson, Smith, and Jigba, Brandon Ayuk, CMC, Patrick Mahomes, Patty the GOAT, and a couple other guys on his bench, Jerry Jeudy, Jordan Mason, and he might make another move, but it seems like he has a solid team if he decides to keep the team as is. So we'll see if he makes any other moves. Moving on to Stop Father It Hurts. First of all, that name is diabolical right there. Yeah.
Crazy work.
And you see the thumbnail. Oh my goodness. But yeah, his team it looks pretty decent, you know. Jordan Love, Tony Pollard, which I think I like this year. Devon Achane, Puka, Nico, Rasheed Rice, James Conner. If he decides to keep him, take the points. That's the other thing I learned. Just take the points with these older wide or with these older running backs. They're going to give you 10 to 12 points, maybe more. Just take the points, man. It's worth it. You can't get 20 points out of everybody. Then, of course, he has Kenneth Walker, K9, and then Justin Herbert, right? He has a couple other guys on the bench I don't think he's going to keep, but if this is who he's rolling with, yeah, man, I had to tell him. I'm like, yo, your team's looking kind of spicy, son. Yeah. All right. And then we wrap it up. We look at my team, right? But let's just click my team. All right. You see it right there, the final boss.
This is what happens when you fuck with the final boss.
That's right.
RIP to the competition.
You see it. I got my guy, Jalen Hitman Hurts.
The excellence of execution.
Right?
This is what greatness looks like.
It's my quarterback.
That's right. Then I got Breece Hall, right? I set it up. This is what it could potentially look like if I decide to keep everyone as is. But I have Jalen Hitman Hurts, Breece Hall, AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Rome Odunze, JJ McCarthy, and some other guys on the bench. But yeah, man, this is how I have to build it out. I can get another running back. I'm not worried about that. All right, getting another running back. Look, you saw who I had. I had Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Devon Achane. I also have Sean Tucker, Tyrone Tracy. I can identify a running back. That's not a problem, right? Plus, this class is supposed to be deep at running back, so I just need to pick the right one. But I boosted up my wide receiver room. That's what I'm trying to do. JJ McCarthy, a lot of people seem to be hating on him. I don't know why. It's ridiculous. The kid, man, first of all, he's young, right? It's a lot of things, man. It's a lot of things. He won in high school, right? He was a national championship, and he won a national championship in high school. He won in college, right? People were hating on him because they're saying that he didn't run the offense, or not that he didn't run the offense, but the offense didn't go through him and he didn't put up big numbers. Well, when your team is up by 21 in 11 games and you don't even step on the field for 7 of those games in the fourth quarter, and let me say that again, in 11 of those games that he's up by 21, in 7 of those games, he didn't even step on the field in the fourth quarter. So how is he supposed to get his numbers if he is putting the competition in the dirt, right? So now he gets his stamp of approval by John Harbaugh, right? And it sounds like if you listen to any of the interviews, he would trade Justin Herbert for JJ McCarthy today if he had it his way, KOC, he handpicks him in the first round. KOC's been doing this patchwork job with these bum-ass quarterbacks. Now, if he can turn water into wine with Sam Darnold, because we know he ain't like that, then he can do wonders with JJ McCarthy. All right, and we're gonna match up some numbers just to show you what it could be. And then he gets the stamp of approval from Tom Brady, right? I know they got the Michigan Wolverine connection going on, but Tom, he doesn't need to give him that stamp, right? But most of all, his teammates, the players around the building, they're saying this kid is the truth and he's like that, and he can run. All right. So he has a cannon for an arm too. He threw 61 miles per hour at the combine. I don't know why people are hating on him. He's got the weapons. He's got JJ, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones. The offense, he's like I said, KOC, he's been doing it with bums for the past 2-3 years. Now he's got his quarterback. It sounds like a Patrick Mahomes in 2018 situation to me.
To the competition.
Now, say if he doesn't throw for 4,000 yards, right? And 50 touchdowns. The person I go to is Bo Nix from last year. All right? He threw for 3,700 yards, 3,775 to be exact, 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 400. He ran for 430 yards and 4 touchdowns. You're telling me JJ McCarthy can't match those numbers? And KOC's offense? Come on, man, stop.
Shut the fuck up!
Simple Simon ass motherfuckers.
So look, man, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. Things are shaping up. There might be another move on the way. Maybe not. Who knows? But I like my team, man. I like my team. It's time to get back in championship contention. And the last thing I'm gonna say is the way I look at players now is completely different. Like it when you're a fan of the Eagles, you get to see how Howie Roseman goes about his business. Shout out to Howie Roseman.
Who put this thing together? Me. That's who.
That's right. And you get to see what he's looking for within players, right? You get to see what he's looking for. So you look at my players, Jalen Hurts, he's got pedigree, right? Went to Alabama and Oklahoma, won in the national championship, won in the Super Bowl MVP, pedigree. Breece Hall, first round pick, he's got pedigree. He's 5'11", 220, runs a 4.4, and catches the ball like a wide receiver. I'm not getting rid of that guy, okay? AJ Brown, he's one of the best receivers in the league, regarded as one of the best receivers in the league. He went in the second round, but we know he's an all-pro. Pedigree. Justin Jefferson, he's one of the best receivers in the league, and he went in the first round. Pedigree. Devontae Adams, former first-round pick, right? He was a top 10 fantasy wide receiver last year, and he was regarded as the best receiver in the league in his day. Pedigree. Rome Odunze, he is a former first-round pick. He's 6'3", 215, runs a 4.4. Pedigree. JJ McCarthy, former first-round pick last year. Went to Michigan. Pedigree. That's what I'm talking about. So just shout out to Howie. He is just allowed me to look at the game a different way and how I pick players. So here we are, and we're going to keep this thing rolling. We're just going to hold tight, see what the summer holds, see what the preseason holds. Maybe some things start bubbling up. Maybe an injury happens here or there. But yeah, man, that's all I got. Hit the like button. It's me versus the algorithm. And you know the deal.
You gonna get down or you gonna fucking lay down?